Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
The following is a conversation with Mark Zuckerberg inside the metaverse. Mark and I are hundreds of miles apart from each other in physical space, but it feels like we're in the same room because we appear to each other as photorealistic codec avatars in 3D with spatial audio. This technology is incredible, and I think it's the future of how human beings connect to each other in a deeply meaningful way on the internet. These avatars can capture many of the nuances of facial expressions that we humans use to communicate emotion to each other. Now I just need to work on upgrading my emotion expressing capabilities of the underlying human. Where am I? Where are you, Mark? Where are we?
You're in Austin, right?
No, I mean this place where we're surrounded by darkness with ultra realistic face, and it just feels like we're in the same room. This is really the most incredible thing I've ever seen. And sorry to be in your personal space.
I mean, maybe you're sitting there physically, and then you have, a couple of other people who are there as holograms, and then you have like Bob, the AI, who's an engineer on your team, who's helping with things, and he can now be embodied as a realistic avatar as well, and just join the meeting.
I would love to talk to people who are no longer here, that are loved ones. So like if you look into the future, is that something you think about with people who pass away, but they can still exist in the metaverse? You can still have, talk to your father, talk to your grandfather and grandmother and mother once they pass away.
I kind of think increasingly, the physical world is super important, but I actually think the real world is the combination of the physical world and the digital worlds coming together.
Sorry to interrupt, I'm already forgetting that you're not real. Feels like the future.
We can play games like this. We can have meetings like this in the future. Once you get mixed reality and augmented reality, we could have codec avatars like this and go into a meeting and have some people physically there and have some people show up in this photorealistic form, superimposed on the physical environment. And I think that stuff like that is going to be super powerful.
Yeah, I can't. I'm almost getting emotional. It's like it feels like a totally.
I don't know. I just think it's really magical.
My mind is blown. I'm literally at a loss of words because it's very difficult to just convey how incredible this is. How I feel the emotion, how I feel the presence, how I feel like the subtleties of the emotion.
And it does feel like you. It doesn't feel weird or anything like that.
I mean, that's going to be the meme that the two most monotone people are in a metaverse together.
We want to get more people scanned and into the system, and then we want to start integrating it into each one of our apps.
With zombies coming out of walls and
yeah, it's like someone shooting at you and you hide behind your real couch in order to duck the fire. Yeah.
So like subtle stuff like in a room with no windows, you can add windows to it, and you can look outside as the zombies run towards you, but like it's still nice view outside.
Yeah.
Like my heart is actually beating fast now. This is super interesting.
We'll be living in a world where there are kind of as many holograms when you walk into a room as there are physical objects.
People say I'm monotone and emotionless, but I'm not. It's just this, maybe my expression of emotion. This is so real.
It's actually an amazing thought experiment of like how many physical things we have today that could actually be better as interactive holograms.
It's fundamentally a new experience. Like for me to have this kind of conversations with loved ones, it would just change everything.
I think a lot of this actually comes down to acceptance of the technology. I don't know. I think it's going to be a pretty wild next few years around this.
I mean, I'm actually almost at a loss of words. This is just so incredible. This is totally a game changer.